This hearing is now called to order. Roll call.
Veronica Roundtree,
Here.
Ryan Duke,
Here.
David Hitchcock, William Wainwright,
Here.
Jordan Corbin,
Here.
Lolita Barron.
Present. Approval of the minutes from our last hearing. Do we have a vote?
Motion to approve the June Code Enforcement Board agenda.
Do we have?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the minutes from our last hearing. Can we swear in our witnesses?
Can you please stand and raise your right hand? Do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Okay. Our first case is on page 2. Last four numbers 0125, 638 West Robson Street, Daniel Hausman, Hausman Estate. Code Enforcement Officer Charles McClellan.
McClellan. You're close.
I'm getting there. And Mary Hausman is speaking for them.
Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Your case number is 114-000-5100125 for the address of 638 West Robson Street. The owners are the estate of Daniel Hausman. Violation was care of premises. Date of violation was October the 6th of 2005. And on April 26th, it was ordered that we were going to continue this case till today's hearing. Right at this time, the city recommends approval of the reconsideration of 10% of the original cost, which is $2,075, plus administrative fees of $530.01 for a total of $2,605.01 to be paid by July 26th of 2023, or revert back to the original fine.
Thank you. State your name for the hearing.
Mary Hausman.
Okay.
Would you mind adjusting her? Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Mary Hausman.
Okay. You have heard the officer. What do you have to say, ma'am?
Well, I didn't know anything about any of this until a gentleman called me and wanted to buy the lot. Daniel's been gone for almost 7 years. I had no correspondence or anything because we found out when we went to probate lawyer that if somebody had changed his address, and I have not received the first thing. My husband had a lawn service and we could have kept the property up until he passed away 2 years ago.
Do we have any photos?
That's
This is a
2005.
very old case.
No, we don't have them. Okay.
2005, it
Oh.
was built in 2007.
Okay. All right. Board?
I saw you wave your hand. I'm assuming this is the interested party.
I'm the guy that came before you guys before.
I
Okay.
feel like I remember this.
I have the.
Stand up and state your name, please.
My name is Charles Lopez.
I'm the gentleman that came before you guys about a month ago, talking about the case that he had died, that I needed to get them here before I could do anything. You guys gave me, I think it was you that kind of gave me the little bit of a leeway of time to be able to get her here and correspond with you guys before the time was out and the prices went up, or the whatever it is you got, the charges. I'm the gentleman that's trying to buy the property.
Right. Okay. Anyone else has anything to say concerning this?
There's about 5 cases.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
Yeah,
think
there's
gonna
about
be
5
multiple.
cases for this property on the agenda.
Is the property under contract, and if these liens are addressed today, are you going to be paying them as part of your purchase of the property?
See how low we can get those liens down so that I can work a number with her on the contract so that they're actually making money on it and not losing money. So yeah, if we can figure that part out, I'll write it all in the contract with her.
Officer McClellan, are you recommending 10% for all of the cases? Do you have an idea of what the overall total is going to be for all the cases? Maybe the board can hear some of that so that they're not operating in a vacuum here if there's multiple cases.
I do not have a total, but I can go over the,
I can add up the totals real quick.
thank you, Sunny.
You're welcome.
7,000, 8,000?
Okay, one more case.
Are the cases are limited to page 2 and 3, or are there others?
Okay, so.
Just 2 and 3?
It's just, yeah, up to 2 and 3. And for 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe it's 4 cases. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, it should be
4,
5.
5. Okay.
Correct.
Three on page 3.
Right, okay, so I got all of those, and
And 2 on
the
page-
fine totals, if we were to reduce each by 10%, well, to 10% of the
Yeah.
original fine, would be $5,514.38. And that's for 5 cases.
Oh, we're not adding.
That doesn't sound right. That's not
No,
right.
that's
Yeah, I
not
think
correct. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I must have missed one.
So it's 27, 80, 49, 10, 27, 85, 13, 19, 45, 386, 59, and 260501. If anybody was writing those down. 811939.
Where's
that what you
Hitchcock
show,
going
Sonny?
again, you know?
Obviously, the board will have to address each case separately so that it can be entered into the record that way and they can draw up the right documents. But I just thought it might be helpful for the board to see what the total is.
So the total would be a little bit over $8,000. Would that be something that you could work in the contract with them? Would that be doable for you?
Yeah.
This is for the total,
We're gonna take each case individually, but altogether the fines would be, for all the cases, would be $8,119.39.
Okay,
Is that?
that's doable.
I make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
It has been motioned by Mr. Corbin, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. The next one is right below it, 1851, same address, 638 West Robson Street. And Mr. McClellan,
Right, McClellan, right. Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 14-01851 for the address of 638 West Robson Street. Owners are the estate of Daniel Hausman. Violations of Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 307, care of premises, overgrowth, open storage, and junk. Date of the violation was April the 1st of 2014, and on the last Code Board hearing, we ordered that it be continued to this hearing so that we can hear the case again. The city recommends approval of the reconsideration to 10% of the original fine, which is $120, plus administrative fee of $266.59, for a total of $386.59 to be paid by July 26th of 2023, or revert back to the original fine amount.
okay? State your name again for the hearing.
Mary Houseman.
Okay, and you?
Daryl Lopez.
Okay, you have heard the officer. What do you have to say concerning this one?
Well, I tell you, I didn't even know when they tore his house down. They didn't contact me or anything.
Okay.
So this is all new to me for 2 months now.
And what was your relationship with Daniel Hausman?
He's my son.
I make your recommendation to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Corbin. Second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Next one is on page 3 at the top of the page.
Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 14-07933 for the address of 638 West Robson Street. Owners are the estate of Daniel Hausman. Violations of Section 86-2 Lakeland Code for lot clearing and overgrowth, junk, trash, and debris. Date of the violation was December 30th of 2014. At the last code board hearing, we continued it to this code board. The city recommends approval for the reconsideration of 10% of the original fine amount, which is $920, plus administrative fees of $399.45 for a total of $1,319.45 to be paid by July 26th of 2023 or revert back to the original fine.
Okay, you have heard the officer. What do you have to say concerning this?
Is she talking to me?
Yeah, it can be.
Yes, ma'am. State your name again.
Mary Houseman.
Okay. You have heard the officer. Is your opinion the same, or you have something different to say?
Well, I don't know what he said. I didn't hear him.
So basically, I just want to make sure you understand what's going on. So as these cases get called before us for reconsideration, even one of these properties, all of the cases come before us. And so then the reconsideration is for us usually the fine amount. So whatever the fine is that's there, the staff has recommended to reduce it from its original fine to 10% of the fine, plus whatever the admin costs for the staff to work each of the cases. So the amount that we say at the end, his recommendation is 10% of the original fine plus whatever the admin costs
I
are.
appreciate that.
$1,319.45. Yes, the original fine was $9,200.
Just so you understand, that's why we'll read off each of the
Yes,
cases.
I understand.
I make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Corbin,
Second.
second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. The next one is right below it.
Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number is LCE 15-05722 for the address of 638 West Robson Street. The owners are the estate of Daniel Hausman. Violations of Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Sections 305, and other subsections listed in the agenda. Date of the violation was August the 17th of 2015, and it was ordered on the last code hearing board in April to continue it to this hearing. The city recommends the approval of the 10% reconsideration, which is 10% is $710. The administrative fee of $317.85 for a total of $1,027.85 to be paid by July 26th of 2023 or revert back to the original fine.
Thank you. State your name for the hearing, ma'am.
Mary Houseman.
Okay. You have heard the officer. Do you agree with him, or you have something different to say?
I don't really know.
Okay.
We're just going to ask for if you have anything to offer for each of the cases, just so you know, so you don't have to have anything new to say.
Okay.
I make a recommendation to accept, motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Corbin, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. At the bottom of page 3,
Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 15-06225 for the address of 638 West Robson Street. The owners are the estate of Daniel Hausman. Violations of Ordinance 3371, Section 9.02.1, Regulations for Open and Unsecured and Unoccupied Buildings. Date of the violation was September 3rd of 2015. At the last code hearing in April, we continued it to this CB. The city recommends approval of the reconsideration of 10% of the original fine. 10% is $2,430 plus administrative fee of $350.49 for a total of $2,780.49 to be paid by July 26th of 2023 or revert back to the original fine amount.
Okay, thank you. State your name one more time, ma'am, for the hearing.
Mary Hausman.
Okay, you have heard the officer. Do you have anything to say?
I don't guess so.
Okay.
I make a motion to accept staff recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Corbin, second by Ms. Berryon. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. For the 5 cases that we have a total of $8,119.39 for the 5 cases total to be paid. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Do we have correct contact information? Did you hear about this through? Okay, so she needs to be the one to get the order, I guess?
Yeah, we got to correct it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
That'll be valid
Thank
for
you.
1 year, so
Okay.
he'll have to get this transaction closed. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you and have a nice day. Those are the only cases that I have, but I see more people in the court, the hearing room here. Do we have more people?
You know the address?
2048 West Elliott Street.
Page 11.
Page 11.
You want to hear that now, or do you want to do the other cases?
Are you expecting him to show up later?
He may, he's always coming, so
Well,
yours at the end if you like.
yeah, I would recommend that we table this and then hear from these other folks. But, ma'am, were you here for a case?
What's your address?
Can
They
you come
wasn't
forward
sworn
and
in.
I think she was.
Was she-
can you come forward and we'll call your case? I also believe that you and the gentleman who's stepping out need to be sworn in.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You can step right up here, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And then if you weren't sworn in, we'll have Tammy swear you in, or someone to.
Were you sworn in?
No, she came in.
No, I just,
Do you
Okay.
affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
yes.
What address are you here for?
1302 West 8th Street.
Thelma McLean? Page 6. It's my Alex.
Yep.
Okay.
The one in the middle.
Okay. The last 4 numbers are 5818, 1302 West 8th Street, owners Thelma McCann, Code Enforcement Officer Alex Gomez.
Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, filling in for Alex Gomez. Case number LCE 21-05818 for the address of 1302 West 8th Street. Owners are Thelma McCain. Violations of Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 305.3.1, roof structurally sound and maintained. Date of the violation was November the 3rd of 2021. At the hearing on April the 8th of 2022, they signed a summary disposition where they admitted to the violations to request more time. Photos taken on July 19th of 2022 show that the violations do still exist. City recommends at this time that the fine of $30 per day be imposed effective July 8th of 2022 and run until compliance is met. The Code Enforcement Officer, Alex, did say that they're in contact with the owner, and they do have a contractor working on scheduling it within the next couple of months. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You have heard, state your name for the hearing? State your name for the hearing?
Thelma McCann.
Okay. You have heard the Code Enforcement Officer. What do you have to say?
Well, first of all, let me say that someone contacted me about the cover for the house and said that it was put on without a permit.
Okay.
Well, I talked with the guy who put it on there, who was a representative for Loss, whatever, and he said that if it happened during a hurricane, that you didn't have to have a permit to put a cover to protect your property.
So that's tarp?
Yep, the tarp.
Wow, it looks like membrane, like it doesn't look like,
Yeah.
it's like a flat roof.
Shrink wrap.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
And then the next reason, my adjuster and the insurance company gave me a portion of the money to move the tree that fell on the fence and those things, and that was done. And so they had to go back to do a claim appraisal for the roof, and that is in the process now. So it's just a matter of waiting for the money, the insurance company and the appraiser, until the money comes through to put the roof on.
Have they given you any timeline?
They just told me that they were busy still working in the Panhandle and in Sebring, somewhere down that way. And as soon as they get a lighter load, I would be next in line.
And that's just for the adjuster to come out, not for the
The
work?
adjuster has been out.
So they're saying you're next in line for the work?
Correct.
As far as they're concerned, I'm waiting for the insurance company to
Okay.
finish the payment.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for them to start.
Okay.
And the house really doesn't leak per se, but I had that put there in case because of the tree and thing that fell there. And,
Yeah, it looks pretty tight.
hmm?
I don't see any water getting in there. Okay. So the only thing is we just don't know timeline and,
Well, she also signed a summary
Correct.
disposition too.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
Okay.
readdress the fines in the future.
yeah, so I think our recommendation, just so you don't have to keep coming back before us, is gonna be to go with the city's recommendation to impose the fines. And so as soon as it gets resolved, which is, it sounds like you've been in contact with, is it?
Alex.
Alex.
Yes.
It sounds like you've been in contact with your code enforcement officer. So you just keep him in the loop as soon as stuff starts happening, let him know. And then once it's all finished and done with, you can come back before us and then we can address whatever fine has built up at that point. But as long as stuff is moving, our board is usually less inclined to find people who are working actively on those things.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation. So you have that $30 per day fine effective July the 8th until you have it completed. Then once you complete it and contact one of the officers, come back to us and we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
All right then. Thank you and have a nice day.
You too. Thanks.
Okay.
That's a serious tarp. That's not a tarp. There's no way.
Saran wrap.
I mean, it looks like, yeah, it looks like a membrane roof.
Yeah.
Okay, are we,
Gentlemen, we can move to addressing cases where people aren't here and wait for your other person to show up, or we can address your case now.
I have a couple of questions about it, though, first, because I believe you already talked.
But we're recording these proceedings and we're on the air, So I think if you want to speak to it, we can go ahead and call it now, if that's the pleasure of the board.
Is that what you'd prefer?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, come on up. What page? What is?
What was the address again, sorry?
2048 West Elliott Street.
It's on page 11,
Thank you.
at the top.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
The last four numbers are 3872, 2048 West Elliott Street, Chris J. McDonald Sr., Code Enforcement Officer Angela Kaiser.
April Reeves, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, speaking for Code Enforcement Officer Angela Kaiser. Case is 111-000-812-3872. The address is 2048 West Elliott Street. Owner is Chris J. McDonald Sr. Violation is zoning. The date of the violation was December 23rd, 2008. On 4/28/2009, the order was for case 2009-0470 with CEB. Imposed fine of $50 effective 3/17/2009. The fine totals are $241,650 for 4,833 days of noncompliance. There was an affidavit of compliance that was effective June 10th, 2022. The city recommends the standard reduction of 10%, which is $24,165, with administrative costs added of $1,947.51. The total is $26,112.51 to be paid by July 26th, 2023, or revert to the full amount.
Okay, state your name for the hearing.
Dion Payne.
Okay. You have heard the officer. What do you have to say?
I already spoke to Mr. McDonald. I'm here representing him. I have a contract for the property, and we had fixed the problem, and we just needed to get a total of how much it's going to be to get that number. I apologize, he's not here. He told us he was going to be here. I just needed that final number to know what it is, because so that way we can get it taken.
I need you to state your name for the hearing.
Dion Payne.
Payne. Okay.
Yeah, Payne, P-A-Y-N-E. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Payne.
Board, if I may. This is Mom Darrell Lopez. We spoke with Mr. McDonald last week. He informed us throughout this time that he has been in possession of this property. He was incarcerated for things that he explained to us, but it would be up to his discretion to tell you what they are. He says he's got paperwork that can prove all this and help him get these liens back down, but he was nowhere near the in the state. Was it the state of Florida? Or, yeah, I think well, all we know is that he was incarcerated for a very long period of time, and he was unable to handle any of these assessments here.
Okay.
When you say you're under contract, you've got a closing date for the
We
purchase?
did, but we put an extension on it because the closing date was actually before, so we have another extension on it, so that way we can get this taken care of, to actually get the property bought. But it's going to be purchased within the year if we can get this taken care of.
If I may, Sonny Marshall, Code Enforcement Manager. I spoke with Mr. Donald on Thursday of last week and scheduled a time for him to meet, and he wasn't able to get back with me. But in our conversation, he did mention being incarcerated and wanted a reduction. However, in my discussion, he didn't mention anything to me about selling his property. He only specifically said that he didn't think that the liens would actually be valid because of some paperwork that he had.
What would he have, what could he
A
have that?
OMB bond is what he mentioned, that he felt protected him from any type of debt. And that's the one I emailed you about, Jared. But I asked him to bring the paperwork in or if he could send it, and I never received anything.
And he was aware of today's hearing?
Yes, he was aware.
Several times.
I mean, the only thing I can say to that is that, I mean, I'm not familiar with any bond that would eliminate or impact the city's code enforcement lien in any way. I've never heard of anything like that. So, I mean, that doesn't mean it's not true, or maybe there's some argument in the law regarding it. I've just never heard of that in my years of doing this. So, typically to get a lien discharged, I mean, there would have to be some document in the public record that could come up in a title search that would show that the lien is not effective anymore. And so normally that would be the city either recording a release or satisfaction that would show up, or it would be a court order, a document from a judge, you know, ordering the lien to be terminated for whatever reason. For this, I mean, you know, the board's considering reducing the lien to give certainty to somebody who's saying under oath that they've got the property under contract, and that they need a certain number so that they can close on that contract. So that's the evidence in front of the board, and you can consider that.
So I did have one more question though. So it says if respondent present, respondent being the person who paid to have the case reconsidered, or respondent being the property owner?
I think that's the staff question, but typically the respondent is the person in the order affected by the lien.
Right. That's correct.
The property owner.
Yeah.
Right, and it's the staff's standard recommendation that
If they're here.
that they need to be here.
Right.
But in this case, I mean, you've got someone who's telling you under oath that they've got the property under contract and they're going to close, and they just need to know what the number is, and so the board can make that decision and put some restraint on the reduction if you know, a time reversion time. We usually do 1 year or whatever, or if you need to hear from the respondent directly, then we can postpone again. And
If I could just ask one more question. So the staff's recommendation is based on the respondent being present after discussion with the property owner?
Well, the process is once the case is closed, where this property came into compliance recently, that's why it was scheduled for this code enforcement board.
Oh, so it's,
It just so happens that this other matter had been, you know, in play during, and from what his testimony is saying, they're the ones that brought it into compliance.
which was
Right.
demolition? What's the zoning? I mean, all I see is a fence.
It's for a damaged fence.
Oh.
did you removed the fence?
Yes, sir.
You paid to have that done?
I did it myself. I talked to Chris, the owner,
Yeah.
and I went out there and removed the post, and then I took pictures and sent them to the code enforcement officer and to the owner. I would like, if it's possible, to get a continuance so I can find out if Mr. McDonald is serious about doing this.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't want to jeopardize him, and I also don't want to be put into a situation where cat and mouse.
Sure.
I'm wasting my time, wasting your time, wasting my brother's time.
That's right.
You know, just being honest. I feel more comfortable if we could do that.
Well,
What's
we don't have to continue it. If we don't make a motion on it right now, as far as staying with the total fine or the staff recommendation, the fine is going to stay what it is.
Okay.
So once they're ready to request a reduction, they can do a reconsideration.
Well, then they would have to pay the fee again, right? If you're,
I didn't
They
have to pay
didn't
one because I
because
got
It came
it
in
was
compliance.
automatically
That's how it came
scheduled.
in.
for
I
you.
I actually
misunderstood.
paid for somebody else and then I.
Right.
Yeah, I misunderstood. It's not under reconsideration.
Yeah.
Right.
It's dismissed with a fine.
And then,
So I have a question. The 24,000 that's reduced to 24,000, is that the complete number?
26.
Oh, it's 26,000?
yeah, it's the complete number.
With admin fees,
the
it's
admin
26.
that would be a 10% reduction of what the actual total. The actual total is $241,650, which is calculated based on 4,833 days of non-compliance.
That includes the admin fees and all that?
Admin is
No,
another,
The admin fees, an additional $1,947.51, which is a calculation based on how many inspections and how much administrative work went into creating and moving the case forward. The board can reduce that now and give a year to pay, and the city would accept payment from either you or anyone that would be willing to pay that amount.
Right.
And then after a year, it would revert back to the original amount and would have to be addressed again if you guys weren't able to get the property. The board doesn't really, the question about the bond or the legal validity of the liens itself, the board's not going to, wouldn't address that even if Mr. McDonald was here. I mean, that's not really a question that they would get into unless it was the pleasure of the board to just completely eliminate the fine. But we haven't had enough evidence to make any kind of decision like that.
so we could defer to you potentially for a timeline of what you think would be ample time.
We would do 90 days. Is that what I mean, that's a long time with him. We don't know if he's serious or not. We
Yeah,
need to
by
find
90
out, because this
days,
is,
yeah. Can you give us 90 days?
So if in this case, you said it doesn't matter, they can just they can just call for the reconsideration whenever?
They can file for reconsideration.
So we don't even have to do that then?
Okay, good.
Is that
Yes,
okay?
and then once they file for reconsideration, it'll be put on the following agenda.
Okay.
then we just pay the $50 fee, right?
Yes,
To-
sir.
Okay, now I did pay a $50 fee last week for a different property, but earlier, the chair said there was no more cases, so that's a little different, and I got that paperwork
We
there.
do have that.
We can only address this case
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
It sounds like what you're asking for is for the board to go ahead and dismiss the case as in compliance, which will give the total fine amount at $241,650, and then it would be on you to get with Mr. McDonald and then file that reconsideration request
sir.
and pay that fee. And I would suggest that if you can't secure his attendance here, then get some kind of sworn statement or something like that from him, or bring an executed copy of the contract to show to the board so that there's some clarity on what's going on.
Of course, I understand.
So no motion needed from us?
I think we put that in the end, right?
He's gonna have, a motion's gonna have to be made.
Right.
Now, because we've heard it?
You can make a motion to accept staff's recommendation, and they can do a reconsideration. But if you don't make any kind of, well, we cannot make a motion and it go in the blanket.
That's
If you
what we
wanna
were
do
thinking.
that.
That's
Would
what
go
kinda
into
what I was
blanket.
Going back to the
Right.
total amount.
If you
It's just to dismiss
let
with
it go in the
fine.
blanket motion,
Okay.
it'll be the full amount.
Okay.
Right, that's what I was
Yep.
Yeah.
explaining before, yes.
Then I would just ask for a motion to table this, and then we can address it in the blanket motion.
Okay.
For now, just a motion to table.
I'll make a motion to table this case until we hear from either the owner or the interested parties.
Well, I think it's actually to the later in the meeting, because the board is
got
going
it,
to address
got
it in the
You have to
blanket
do it in the
motion.
blanket.
Yeah,
we can
so
let that
just
slide for-
table it to the blanket motion is my recommendation, friendly amendment to
No, that's
your.
fine.
Okay.
So
What do we call
It
it?
died
Friendly
for-
amendment?
Yeah, I'm recommending a friendly amendment to your motion.
the lawyer makes the recommendation.
Yeah.
Go with the recommendation.
Okay,
So
say it
it
again.
died for lack of a second. I'll let Jordan do it.
Second. You want me to make the
No,
motion?
don't do it. Yeah, not mine.
I'll make a motion to table this case until the blanket motions at the end of the hearing.
Motion by Mr. Corbin, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been a motion and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
No.
Okay, so at the end of the meeting, the board
But it is
does a bunch of
they made that.
routine motions. This is gonna go into that, where they're gonna dismiss the case as in compliance, and establish the fine amount, and then you guys have your guidance on how to go forward and get back. Good?
Mr. Payne, is there another case, though, that we're supposed to hear?
Yeah, we actually do. It's,
I mean, if they, or you can just,
It's 316 Pacific Way. She's a special assessment on what they found when she got the 76. She's an owner when she doesn't know where it is. Chuck has this.
It is on the agenda, yes, page 4. But
Okay,
this is one that if they were present, we would have 10%.
okay. Yeah, you could do, if someone is present, you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is 316 Petway. Petway, it's page 4 at the top.
Code Enforcement Officer Charles McClellan, City of Lakeland, case number LCE 17-00522 for the address of 316 Pettyway Drive. Owners are Veronica Sprov and Melvin Sprov. Violations of Chapter 86, Lakeland Code and Ordinance -2, lot clearing, junk, trash, and debris. Date of the violation was January the 23rd of 2017. In July of 27th of 2021, this case shall be dismissed upon payment of the full amount of $76,300. At this time, city would recommend approval of the reconsideration of 10% of the original fine, which is $7,630, plus administrative fee of $756.19, for a total of $8,386.19. $8,386.19 to be paid by July 26th of 2023 or revert back to the original fine.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
State your name for the hearing.
Daryl Lopez.
Okay, are you speaking also? No?
No, he's-
Okay. Okay, you have heard the officer. What do you have to say?
So this is another case, kind of like Houseman, but not a death. So what it is that we don't have it under contract yet. She's a much older woman. She lives in Orlando. Getting her here might be a little bit of an issue, but we're still going to try. I just needed to get a number as to what the 10% would be so that I can present it to her, get a formal contract put in place, and go from there. It already has a special assessment of $11,448.39, which we're going to try to figure that one out too, because I'm not sure exactly why it had a special assessment. I don't know if there was a house that got demoed or what it was.
I mean, it might just be, I mean, I don't know.
That's what I think.
Could just be clearing it for,
There are several abatements for this property, so it could be a cumulative of that.
so if if cases are closed out in compliance, they wouldn't come up if it was called for reconsideration? None of the other cases would come up?
Well, I mean, I would hope so, but
The special assessments, the lot clearing cases wouldn't come onto the agenda. And there's lot clearing cases that are dated back from 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can special assessments be reduced?
They're hard costs. It's for us to determine. But I mean, 8 years of clearing lots and stuff.
The code, the city's code requires a finding of an extreme financial hardship on the part of the property owner in order to waive any cost that's an actual expense to the city. So special assessments are based on an actual expense to the city, and so the board would have to here's quite a bit of evidence about an extreme hardship in order for the taxpayers
Gotcha.
to absorb that cost.
Okay.
Okay. Board. You have anything to say?
The staff recommendation is the reduction to 10%. And are you okay with the 10%?
I am. I just got to go meet with her and get a contract in place.
I make a motion, we accept the staff's recommendation.
Motion by Ms. Berryon,
So this is not the same in that it's not dependent upon the property owner being present, so we can make this and,
Well, it's very similar to the previous case because the owners have been in touch with code enforcement.
right?
I believe Chuck spoke with her, and you can speak to what that conversation was.
I was trying to email her a document, but she did not have the ability to print. And,
Okay.
and she's elderly, so.
Yeah. But you didn't speak to her as far as what her, okay.
I'm actually going to take a trip to her. I believe she lives in Apopka or somewhere up there.
Okay.
Orlando general area, yes.
So then not to override your motion, but would we rather keep with the precedent that we've set so far and
As a blanket?
let it go into blanket?
Yeah.
You have a number though, so,
Okay. I can work with that. So if I get her to sign a contract based on that number and stuff, does she still need to come, or just the contract's good enough?
maybe ample contact or like good contact or like, Mr. Simpson said, some sort of executed contract or sworn statement.
Okay.
would be-
Or if
Summary.
you could assist her with returning a signed summary disposition to us to reduce the fine, we can use that to present.
Do I just
To
write
the
that up
board.
myself, or do you guys have
I can email it to you.
Yes.
Mr. McClellan, did you speak to her about the 10% reduction?
Yes, we did discuss that, and she was very confused on the amounts. That's why I was in touch with this gentleman to try to explain it to her, Mr. Lopez. And yes, she's aware of the amount.
And as soon as I get up there, I have something that I can formally show her with a number on it. She'll
Right.
understand a little better.
And the summary disposition will also have it broken down
Right.
and laid out in the format to where she can see what the specific reduction is, what the original fine was, and then the total, including the administrative fee. So the document can be sent to her, and if you guys need some guidance, either myself or Chuck can help you with that.
Sounds good.
I just want to be clear to the board, I mean, there's no legal requirement that the respondent
Right.
actually be here for the board to reconsider and change the fine amounts. I mean, the board has complete authority over the fine amounts and can make any changes that the board thinks are appropriate for the case. It sounds like there's some concern that, maybe the respondent might not be able to fully present their argument, or maybe the board would reduce it further, or maybe not reduce it as much, depending on what that person had to say. But I just want to be clear to the board that there's not, you can do whatever you want with the fine amount at this point in these cases.
so he don't even know that she wants to sell it.
Oh, she wants to sell it, yes.
But you were saying she's not understanding certain things from what I'm hearing.
Right, she doesn't understand the liens, what the liens are, and the special assessment.
Correct.
So I'm gonna go up there and explain it all to her.
And that's what he said also.
That you get a chance to speak to her first. Like I said, I'll make a motion to table this case until the blanket motion's at the end of the hearing.
A second.
Motion by Mr. Corbin, second by Mr. Wainwright to blanket this case. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
it has been voted and approved to blanket this case to another hearing.
To the end of
To
the
the
table
end.
it to the end of this hearing.
Tabled it.
Table it to the end of the hearing. And it's just mostly so that she can sign the summary disposition and just have something on record that she had some type of due process. Pretty much.
Okay.
Don't want to take anybody's due process. We have the authority, but I feel like
I'm good with that.
everybody deserves a due process, even if it's just a summary disposition.
We just do it like we did it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you guys' time. Really.
Good luck. I do not.
Do we have any more cases? Nobody else? Okay. Who's coming up first?
This will be page 15.
So I think you would have done that.
Adam Gomez, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 21-06309 at 1713 Shore Acres Drive. Owner is John Deinhardt. Violation is ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 307, care of premise. This is under summary disposition. We have agreed to 10% of the original fine for $455, plus admin of $273.58 for a total of $728.58, due by 7/26/2023.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's going to be page 13.
Okay,
Second one from the bottom.
okay.
Okay, it's Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 21-05410. That's 315 Carolyn Drive. Owner is Luz Favreau. Violation is for ordinance 3947 for open storage and junk. Date of violation was on October 6, 2021. Affidavit of compliance was filed on June 29th of 2022. This has a summary disposition signed for it for 10%. 10% of that's going to be $950. Admin cost of $348.15 for a total of $1,298.15 to be paid by July 26th of 2023.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. That's it. Thank you, sir.
I have page 7 at the bottom. Code Enforcement Officer Joey Brownlow with the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 22-00546. The address is going to be 1039 South Central Avenue. Owner Mary Strews. Violation is ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 307.4, care of premises for open storage and junk. Date of violation 2/17/2022. Affidavit of noncompliance effective 7/6/2022. Photos taken 7/19 of 2022. We have a signed summary on this one for the case to be continued to the next CEB meeting on 8/23 of 2022.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation.
Next one's going to be at the top of page 12. Code Enforcement Officer Joey Brownlow with the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 19-07278. Address 1225 Josephine Street. Owner Afsar Mohammed Nurul. Violation is 86.2, lot clearing for overgrowth, data violation 9/28/2018, order on 2/26/2019. The respondent should be fined $50 per day effective January 22nd, 2019 until compliance is met. The fine totaled $62,700 for 1,254 days of noncompliance. The affidavit of compliance was effective 6/29/2022. I have a summary disposition signed for admin fees only for $707.19 to be paid by 7/26/2023 or revert back to original amount.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Varian. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
And one more on page 13 at the very bottom.
Okay?
Code Enforcement Officer Joey Brownlow with the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 21-05801, 1127 West Hickory Street is the address. Violation 3947, Chapter 3, Section 307.4, care premises, open storage and junk. Data violation 11/3/2021. Order was on 3/22/2022. Fines totaled $7,050 for 141 days of noncompliance. Affidavit of compliance effective on 7/13/2022. Have a signed summary disposition for admin fees only of $315.51 to be paid by July 26/2023 or revert back to the original amount.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, this one's on page 2. April Reeves, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, speaking for Code Enforcement Officer Angela Kaiser. The case number is LCE 14-07415. Address is 2712 Providence Road. The owners, Escape Home Incorporated. Violation is Chapter 86, Lakeland Code of Ordinances, Section 86-2, lot clearing, junk, trash, and debris. The date of the violation was November 26, 2014. This case had been heard and ruled upon by the hearing officer, and an order dated July 27, 2021 states the summary disposition. This case shall be dismissed upon payment of a reduced fine of $1,737.15, provided the said amount is paid in full on or before January 27th, 2022, or the fine will revert to the original amount of $13,400. The city recommends taking the originally reduced amount of $1,737.15 and adding a 10% non-payment penalty of $173.72, then subtracting a tax surplus payment of $393.38 for a total of $1,517.49 to be paid by July 26, 2023, or it will revert back to the original amount. The respondent signed a summary disposition agreeing to these terms.
Make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Okay. The next one's page 4. April Reeves, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, speaking for Code Enforcement Officer Angela Kaiser. The case is LCE 18-07098. The address is 2712 Providence Road. The owner is Escape Home Incorporated. Violation is ordinance 4134, section 1, derelict vehicle, and ordinance 5425, section 5.17.3.5, parking and storage on residential property regulated. Date of violation was September 21st, 2018. This case has been heard and ruled upon by the hearing officer, and an order dated July 27th, 2021 states a summary disposition. This case shall be dismissed upon payment of a reduced fine of $917.20, provided the said amount is paid in full on or before January 27th, 2022, or the fine will revert to the original amount of $6,250. The city recommends taking the originally reduced amount of $917.20, adding a 10% non-payment penalty of $91.72, then subtracting a tax surplus payment of $393.38 for a total of $615.54 to be paid by July 26, 2023, or it reverts back to the original amount. The respondent signed a summary disposition agreeing to these terms.
I'm just curious, what happens if there's a summary disposition that's signed and then, I guess if it's out of date, then it doesn't matter, right? Never mind, answer my own question. Make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Okay, the next one is on page 6. April Reeves, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, speaking for Code Enforcement Officer Angela Kaiser. The case is LCE 21-05749, 1015 Griffin Road, number 101. The owner is Griffin Park Apartments Trust. Violations, ordinance 3947, chapter 3, section 302.1, sanitary facilities, and ordinance 3947, chapter 3, section 304, electrical systems, and ordinance 3947, chapter 3, section 305.16.1, interior floors, walls, ceilings, and ordinance 3947, chapter 3, section 305.20, interior doors, and ordinance 3947, chapter 3, section 305.21, interior door hardware, and ordinance 3947, chapter 3, section 305.7, windows, and ordinance 3947, chapter 3, section 305.10, windows to be openable, and ordinance 3947, chapter 3, section 305.12.1, exterior door frames maintained. And that took me more breaths than I really expected. Violation date was November 2nd, 2021. This case has been heard and ruled upon by the hearing officer, and an order dated June 10th, 2022 states in a summary disposition, respondent admits to the violations and requests additional time to comply. The respondent waives any defenses to the violations. Respondent shall have until July 10th, 2022 to comply, or a $30 per day fine may be imposed. An affidavit of non-compliance was effective on July 11th, 2022. The city recommends dismiss this case with no fines. They had originally planned to a meeting earlier for an inspection, but it got delayed so that all the rechecks can be done at one time. There were other cases at the same place as well. So they can also replace the exterior doors on a couple of the other units. The unit pertaining to this particular case would have closed sooner, closer to the deadline, if they would have done what was originally requested.
Got it, okay. I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Okay, one more, page 15. April Reeves, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, speaking for Code Enforcement Officer Angela Kaiser. The case number is LCE 22-00445. Address is 1659 Fruitwood Drive. The owners, FKH SFRC1 LP. The violation is ordinance 5425, section 4.4.1I, fence condition. Date of violation was February 10th, 2022. This case had been heard and ruled upon by the hearing officer, and an order dated June 28th, 2022 states the respondent shall be fined $50 per day effective June 6, 2022 until compliance is met. The fine totals $1,600 for 32 days of noncompliance. This affidavit of compliance was effective July 8th, 2022. The respondent signed a summary disposition agreeing to the standard recommendation to the reduced fines of 10%, which is $160, then adding the administrative costs in the amount of $217.59 for a total of $377.59 to be paid by July 26th, 2023, or it will revert back to the original amount.
Make motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
That is done.
We're going to start on page 5.
What page?
5. Excuse me, 4.
Or
Wait a minute. Never mind.
2.
Page 2?
1 on 2.
Sorry.
We're gonna do the whole thing.
Did I skip one? 1117 Anderson. Oh, I do see that now. Woo. We're going to start on page 2. Charles McClellan, Charles McClellan, City of Lakeland, Code Enforcement Officer, case number 1120208077905 for the address of 1117 Anderson Avenue. Owners are Washington Ethel. Violation of house repair. Date of the violation was July 25th, 2008. On June 26th, it was ordered that they denied the reconsideration. And at this time, the city is going to recommend approval of the reconsideration. The respondent did sign a summary disposition to the 10% reduction. So that is $2,630. Admin cost of $744.60 for a total of $3,374.60 to be paid by July 26th of 2023 or revert back to the original amount.
Make motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Top of page 5, actually the only one on page 5. Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 19-01067 for the address of 2828 Catherine Avenue. Owners are Marie Ermilka. Violations are ordinance 3947, chapter 3, section 305, roofs structurally sound and maintain, and other subsections listed in the agenda. At this time, the city recommends we continue this case until the October CEB hearing. I think it's October 24th, is it? 5th, sorry. But to give time for Housing Department to finish the rehab and roof to be completed.
Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
showing on page 8. Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, filling in for Alex Gomez. Case number LCE 22-00900 for the address of 1041 Kettles Avenue. Owners are Betty Johnson, Kenneth Johnson, Kimberly Johnson, Willie Mae Lee Johnson, and Revocable Trust. Violations of Section 86-2, Lakeland Code, lot clearing overgrowth. Date of the violation was March the 2nd of 2022. On May the 6th, it was ordered and signed a summary disposition where they admitted to the violations. At this time, the city recommends continuing this case to the August 23rd hearing, and they have signed a summary for continuance.
Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Showing page 12. Page 12,
Okay,
middle of the page, address of 1126 Gilmore.
okay.
What page?
12.
The same page 12, case number is LCE 21-02768.
Thank you. Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 21-02768 for the address of 1126 Gilmore Avenue. Owners are Charlie Abrams. Violations of Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 305.3.1, roof structurally sound and maintained, and other subsections listed. Date of the violation was June the 3rd of 2021. On January 25th, it was ordered that the respondent shall be fined $50 per day, effective December 6th until compliance is met. Fine totals of $9,850 for 197 days of noncompliance. Affidavit of compliance was effective June 21st of 2022. The owner has signed a summary disposition for 10% of the original fine amount, which is $985, plus administrative fee of $322.54 for a total of $1,307.54 to be paid by July 26th of 2023 or revert back to the original amount.
Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
I have a question, Tammy. Did we get a message for page 15? We were waiting for a summary.
Which one?
Kettles, 1036. John was going to get back to you if it came in. No.
I don't have any summaries for that one.
Okay. Page 16. Top of the page.
Okay?
Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 22-01087 for the address of 833 East Bella Vista Street. Owners are Vanessa Ulysses. Violations of Ordinance 4775, Section 3A1, posting of building numbers. Date of the violation was March the 11th of 2022. On June the 10th of 2022, it was ordered that the respondent shall have until June the 20th for total compliance, or $50 fine may be imposed. Fine totaling $700 for 14 days of noncompliance. Affidavit of compliance was filed on July the 5th of 2022. The respondent did sign a summary disposition to the recommended reduced amount of 10%, which is $70 plus administrative fee of $198.97 for a total of $268.97 to be paid by July 26th of 2023 or revert back to the original fine amount.
Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Just below that one, on page 16, Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 22-01707 for the address of 1126 Gilmore Avenue. Owners Charlie Abrams. Violations of Ordinance 4134, Section 1, derelict vehicle. Date of the violation was April the 6th of 2022. On June 10th, 2022, it was ordered that the respondent will have until June the 20th for total compliance or $50 per day fine be imposed. Fines totaling $1,400 for 28 days of non-compliance. Affidavit of compliance was filed on July the 19th of 2022. The owner did sign a summary disposition agreeing to the reduced amount of 10% of the original fine, which is $140, plus administrative fee of $222.32 for a total of $362.32 to be paid by July 26th of 2023 or revert back to the original fine amount.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Yeah, they're both separate cases, same address.
I don't have the 1707.
You just took it.
That's one.
I have the one for 2768. Hey, before we go to blanket, did you get an email for that other summary? Okay,
That's what I was waiting for.
okay, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
McClellan.
I'm gonna get it. I took and wrote down now. McClellan.
McClellan, yeah.
Is that close?
CL, McClellan. Cluck, like a chicken.
McClellan.
Cluck, yeah, that's it.
You got it.
I-
Yeah, but she's not gonna see you for another month. She says she's not gonna see you for another month, and you're gonna forget it. It'll be.
McClellan.
Is that it?
Good? Yeah.
We're good, we can do a blanket.
Okay,
Let go.
Did he?
he's done. We're ready for blanket motions.
All right. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay. Reconsiderations. The motions are ordered for the cases on pages 2 through 4 in which the respondents did not appear is to deny reconsideration.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Mr. Corbin. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been motioned and approved. The motions are ordered for the cases on pages 6 through 10 in which the respondents did not appear and are not in compliance is that the fines be imposed as stated in the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been motioned and approved. Dismissed with a fine. The motions are ordered for the cases on pages 11 through 16 in which the respondents did not appear is to dismiss with fines as listed in the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved. Dismissed with no fine. The motions are ordered for the cases on pages 17 to 23 that are now in compliance is to dismiss with no fine.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been motioned and approved. And that's all we have there. And if it's not anything else, case closed.